Let's go looking for some awesome cowboys in the tall boys. Happy Hobby, I'm David Gans. Today we're busting into this 1992 pack of GameDay football cards. This came to me from the Football Guy USA. Absolutely fantastic YouTube channel. This guy is an awesome guy overall. He sent me 2 packs, this and the 92 Stadium Club football, out of the blue, just to be a nice guy. So he's an awesome guy. Great YouTube channel. You have to go check out his channel. The production value blows mine away. I'm writing on whiteboards and stuff. This guy has rockets and it's awesome. It's a pretty good job. But he does all these videos of opening up older packs like this, some junk wax, some in the early 80s that aren't so much junk wax, but he does a really good job. And he does cool stuff like rankings. He ranks positions. He ranks the best players from these years in this position and that. This guy is into some football. He is deep in the knowledge. So I'm looking forward to opening up this pack. In 92 Game Day, those were like landmark cards. These are pretty awesome cards. And I was actually reading an article on the Sports Collectors Daily that says, this is from 2019, that talks about how these cards are huge among the TTM crowd, the through the mail group of people that send in cards to athletes asking them to sign them. They mail them the card, ask them to sign them. Oftentimes, those guys will send cards back with autographs on them. So the Game Day cards, because they're beautiful, they really are nice looking cards. They remind me a little of Panini's Contenders cards. They just have a really nice look to them. You'll see. We'll get into this, but know that if I get there's certain cards in here that if I get Paul Gruber from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, apparently he signs through the mail. So I might send that to him if I get that in here. So let's see what we get. There's some good cards in here. Not a ton of rookies that we're looking for, but we are looking for Hall of Famers like Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Dan Marino, just superstars. Sterling Sharp, supposedly, not that he's a Hall of Famer, but he was a superstar back in the day. And if you were a fantasy football player, you knew Sterling Sharp's name. So let's get into see what we get. All right, let's get into this pack. Now, this was put out by NFL Exchange, Team NFL Exchange. This is when licenses were just going everywhere. So I was a big fan of the Game Day cards, but they were tough because you had to buy different protectors and all that stuff. You had to get different stuff. All right, so Carl Banks. Remember, we're looking for the Hall of Famers here. Howie Long, he gets one of these. He gets one of those for show. Anytime it's a superstar that ends up being also a superstar on TV, he gets a honk. J.J. Burden, I remember him. Cardinals wide receiver. Oh, Chiefs wide receiver. I'm sorry. Let's see. Pull him apart. Gene Atkins, I do not recall him. I want to say he was a D-back for the Saints. Rod Bernstein, he was an excellent running back. Al Smith, I believe he was a pretty tough linebacker for the Oilers. Have you noticed that these are all in the same, they're facing the same way? Is it that difficult to do? Topps and Panini? Game Day was crushing it 30 years ago. Eddie Anderson, Mark Vlasic with the Chiefs. He was backing up old Steve DeBerg and back then. Ray Agnew. Tommy Hodson. I don't remember Tom Hodson. I'm trying to think. What school he went to? Let's see. Let's flip him over real quick. Tom Hodson. LSU. That's why I know him. Tom Hodson. And then Rob Moore from Syracuse. Rob Moore was a great wide receiver for SU. They had a solid superstar team in the late 80s. They tied Auburn University, tied them in the Sugar Bowl, I believe it was. But it's a sore spot in my life because Auburn should have played for the win and given the Syracuse a chance to win. Anyways, and James Hasty at the end. So these are my 2 favorites right here. Now, I do have some older. I went through my collection. When I got that pack, I was like, oh, awesome. Let's see what I get to go mine. Now, these are some other cards. Now, look, this is not, but it's the long Skybox was apparently doing the same thing. So I saved those 2 cards. And then look at this guy. It's a purple Chris Carter from 93. This was from the 93 cards. I guess the 93 ones added some color to the borders just to make grading. They didn't even know about grading back then. At least most of us didn't. I think PSA had just started maybe. But we'll put this guy right there. Randall Cunningham. This is an awesome card. Great looking card. It's also the guy on the cover. That worked out good. Randall Cunningham. John Elway. Nice looking card. And these corners, I've saved these. I preserved these corners pretty well somehow. Jim Kelly. Oh no, this is all. It looks like it's scratched up there a little bit. Pretty good. Joe Montana. And then this was a 4-pack. You know, the rookies. It's not the Reggie White you're thinking of. It's a different Reggie White. But Hashem Ishmael. I saved this one because Hashem Ishmael is from Auburndale, Florida. And he used to, which is Central Florida, around where I lived. And in the off season, he played with University of Florida. He reffed our beach volleyball games, strangely enough. I don't know why that is. Yeah, Florida, Lake Alfred. So that Lake Alfred's right next to Auburndale. And they had a beach volleyball set up, and he used to ref our games. And he was horrible at it. But he was a nice guy. So, good job, Hashem. And he went to the Gators, went to Florida, so we like him for that. So there you have it. There's a little game day throwback action, a little learnage from 1992. Thank you to Football Guy USA for sending this. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He does an awesome job. Great videos, great throwback rips and stuff like this. Make sure you give him a subscribe. And whatever you do, make sure you have a happy hobby.
Montana was a quarterback, you idiot.